Oh, I almost said good morning. Good evening, everyone. Merry Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas. Thank you all so very much for joining us on this very special evening, this very special service. Thank you all so very much for being here. Here is the Triangle Center for Spiritual Living, and my name is Dusty Ripplemeyer, and I have the pleasure and the privilege of being this community's spiritual director. And so it's my honor to welcome all of you here today. And we're going to begin standing up and singing some songs together. You have the songs on your chairs, every other chair, so cuddle up next to someone else so that you have the words, and we'll sing along with Cindy. It came upon the midnight clear, that glorious song of hope, from angels bending near the earth to touch their harps of gold. Peace on the earth, goodwill to men, from heaven's all gracious King. The world in solemn stillness lay to hear the angels sing. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Sing, choirs of angels, sing in exultation. Oh, sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, all glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Thank you. You may be seated. Woo, you all sound wonderful. Thank you so very much. We're going to do our conscious giving right up front today. It's a little out of order from what you're typically used to. However, we would like to do it now so as to just be able to leave in the sacred energy that we finish the evening in. Not that conscious giving is not sacred, because it is, but I just want you to be able to just be in that space. So for everyone, just please take your gift, hold it against your heart, and I simply bless this offering in the awareness that these financial gifts are freely, generously, and with great love. And in that consciousness, the work of this spiritual community is gracefully and graciously supported in its commitment to personal awakening and global transformation. Please repeat after me. I am a grateful giver. I rejoice in all that I have. I am a grateful receiver. I rejoice in the flow of good into my life. I live in, through, and by the grace of God. All of my needs are met. I am prosperous in every area of my life. And so it is. So Cindy will play a little bit while the baskets are being passed around. Thank you all so very much for your generosity. This community could not exist without the generosity, the conscious and gracious giving of your time, talent, and treasure. And so I'm very grateful and very appreciative of each and every single one of you. Now, as the baskets are being passed, another basket is following with a gift for each of you. This little booklet was created by Unity Minister Reverend Paula Mekadisi. The 12 days of Christmas are the 12 days following Christmas Day. Traditionally, the Christmas season ends on January 6th, also known as Epiphany. Epiphany means appearance or manifestation. It can also refer to a sudden realization of truth. As we proceed through the 12 days of Christmas, the invitation is to use this booklet to do the inner work to let us appreciate the gifts of the season and apply them to our own realization of the truth. The gifts served up by the holidays are ours to keep and use throughout the year. As we integrate them into our lives, we set the stage for living the life that we had always imagined that we could. And so it is. So please take those gifts. So for those of you at home, what is also happening is we're putting some more chairs into the sanctuary. I love that.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Happy Christmas Eve. I'd like to ask you to close your eyes for a moment, and I'll speak an invocation on the service. As always, I'm grateful to be in the presence of this wonderful community, knowing that our lives are woven together in a special way and that we share this special time together, a time of love and light, a time of rebirth in our consciousness, of the Christ consciousness, a time of love, joy, forgiveness, healing, all the things that the Christ child represents in the world and dare I say, in the universe. And so I know our time together here is precious, healing, filled with love, and the joy of the season and the gift of the season. I know that together as a community, we bring forth all these gifts into this wonderful world that we love, this world of family, of work colleagues, of friends, of friendship, and that the spirit of Christ consciousness carries us into a new understanding of love. And so I release these words of joy, love, and celebration into the law that only ever says yes with gratitude. And so it is.
Thank you very much, Babs. I want to take just a minute before we get started because I would just like to express gratitude this morning or this afternoon. I'm going to get that wrong all the time. To Barbara Kane and Laurel for coming in early today and for all of these beautiful decorations. They're gorgeous, yes? And for Michelle Love for loaning us her nativity scene. So thank you, Michelle. For Tina and her children for all of the volunteer work that they have done to get ready for this evening. For all of the practitioners that are participating this evening, Barbara Kane, Marianne Hardy, and Carol Cross, and Heather Abbott. Ava and Dave back on the AV booth. And our amazing, amazing musicians, Karen Daly and Cindy Johnson. Thank you. So tonight, Christmas Eve, we're taking some time this evening to look at the Christian nativity scene as a symbol for a call to live in a loving community with one another, to recognize each other as the gifts that we truly are, and to celebrate the glory of the luminosity of life itself. The nativity scene is traditionally viewed, right, as a celebration of the birth of Jesus. Now, in New Thought, however, it is more frequently viewed as a celebration of the recognition of the light and the beginning of our awareness of the Christ consciousness, that elusive element that dwells within each and every single one of us. So the story goes, which I'm sure you've heard time and time again, there was no room at the inn. And so Jesus was born in an empty stable. Now, the fact that Jesus was born in a stable or a manger reminds us that we often receive our greatest insight and inspiration in quiet places and in simple times, or as it probably was for Jesus and Mary and Joseph in trying times. But simple times and quiet times and even trying times without the distractions of the world. Too often we look for great, big, grandiose events, not realizing that the greatest events that can transpire in any person's life are those occasions when we are closest to God. It is then that angels appear, that we receive divine guidance, that we experience grace. Mary was the channel or the vehicle for the expression of the Christ consciousness within all of us. But the birth had to happen. It had to be brought about in simplicity and quietness. This simplicity and quietness is symbolized by the fact that the birth took place in a manger. And not only just a manger, an empty building, but a manger filled with animals. Now, the animals themselves have meaning for us metaphysically. In the stable, the ass, the ox, the sheep, the lamb, the camel, and the dove were present. I think we're missing. This represents that within our consciousness, the consciousness that is aligned with our highest self is the presence of humility and courage and perseverance as represented by the ass. Sometimes you guys are like, you smile, you laugh like I shouldn't be saying that. The donkey. Ay, ay, ay. If you only knew. The infusion of spiritual consciousness and spiritual forces is represented by the ox. Purity, innocence, and gentleness, along with spiritual wealth, is represented by the lamb. Strength, endurance, and perseverance is represented by the camel. And finally, purity, gentleness, and peace, represented by the dove. Now, the invitation today on Christmas Eve is to let loose the crowded and the distracted areas that we have within our minds, within our consciousness, to turn away from sense perception and our attachment, that white-knuckled attachment to the material realm, to open ourselves to higher insight, to make room for the presence of God to have its way with us. The invitation is to look in the quiet places, in the simple times, and yes, even the trying times, for its presence is everywhere, everywhere. To align ourselves with the qualities of humility, courage, perseverance, purity, innocence, strength, endurance, gentleness, and peace. The invitation is to let a deep awareness of the presence of the Christ consciousness within each of us to be born today. What child is this who's laid to rest on Mary's lap is sleeping, whom angels greet with anthems sweet, while shepherds watch are keeping? This is Christ the King, whom shepherds guard and angels sing. Haste, haste to bring him, Lord, the babe, the Son of Mary. So bring him incense, gold, and myrrh, come peasant king to own him, the King of kings, salvation brings. Let loving hearts enthrone him. Raise, raise a song on high, the virgin sings her lullaby. Joy, joy, for Christ is born, the babe, the Son of Mary. Absolutely beautiful, Karen. Thank you so very much. One of my favorite Christmas songs. So, as we continue this deeper dive this evening into the nativity scene, notice how it can be thought of as the conscious action of inclusivity. Think about it. Within the nativity scene, we see a kaleidoscope of humanity, represented by the three kings or the magi or the wise men, whatever you call them. The people of great learning who came from the east, and the shepherds tending their flocks by night who came from the west. We see the range of those with material wealth as well as those with very little. It also includes the sacred family as well as all of the animals that we just talked about. Now, we cannot work towards a world that works for everyone, which of course is the CSL vision, a world that works for everyone without inclusivity. The nativity scene illustrates that building a community means recognizing each individual, each sentient being as a gift, and that all are absolutely welcome. In other words, we come together in community or common unity for this light of life to be present for all of us. Inclusivity means that all people, all groups of people, regardless of their backgrounds or their cultures or their social status or their religion or their age or their skin color or their financial status or their sexual identity or sexual orientation or abilities or disabilities, have the right to be respected. To be respected and appreciated as valuable members of the community. Each individual or group is welcomed, supported, and encouraged to participate in their own unique and individualized way within the whole. It is all part of a larger tapestry. And if even one of us was missing, it just wouldn't be the same. So it means understanding one another by surpassing simple tolerance to ensure that we truly value each individual's differences and everyone's unique contributions. This allows everyone to really embrace and celebrate and place positive value upon the rich dimensions of diversity in our various communities. We cannot truly celebrate diversity if we're pretending that the differences don't exist. Inclusive cultures allow people to feel respected and valued for who they are as an individual or as a group of individuals. It means to make everyone feel loved and accepted just the way that they are. It is recognizing that we are one even though we are not the same. The reward of inclusion comes from the hard work of really listening to one another, in finding and understanding the differences as well as the commonalities, and then being able to bring it all together in a way that works for everyone.
Some children see him lily white, the baby Jesus born this night. Some children see him lily white, with dresses soft and fair. Some children see him bronzed and brown, the Lord of all to earth come down. Some children see him bronzed and brown, with dark and heavy hair. Some children see him almond-eyed, this Savior whom we kneel beside. Some children see him almond-eyed, a kin skin of yellow hue. Some children see him dark as they, sweet Mary's son, to him they pray. Some children see him dark as they, and they love him too. The children in each different place will see the baby Jesus' face like theirs, but bright with heavenly grace and filled with holy light. Oh, lay aside each earthly thing, and with a heart as offering, come celebrate now the infinite King. 'Tis love that's born tonight.
Beautiful, Cindy. Thank you very much. In Matthew 5:15, it says, "You are the light of the world." The underlying truth is that it takes a recognition of the light in order to live from and in the light. It takes us recognizing it. So our gift to others is to see their light. And their gift to us is allowing us in so that we might see ourselves as the light that we are. Each element of the nativity scene illustrates what is required of us in order to bring this light into being. The kings represent the value of not only giving and receiving, but also the recognition that we are all gifts. The shepherds represent the loving presence, guiding, guarding, and keeping. The sheep represent the absence of fear. The manger stands in as the humble home, where we have the father and mother who represent the masculine and the feminine principles. And of course, the child, representing new life, new birth. The star is the light of conscious illumination. Now, this new light, the light of conscious illumination, is for all of us with absolutely no exception. It doesn't matter who we have been in the past or what we have done or not done before. Our human selves and our circumstances that have come before this evening do not define us. Whether we are a single person in a world where people are expected to be married or married and divorced, we are the light. Whether we are successful beyond imagination or are a person without a home, we are the light. Whether we work at a job that we don't particularly like very much, or perhaps have lost multiple jobs, or are actually following our divine calling, we are the light. We are the light of the world, whether we are on top of the world or whether we are in the depths of despair. There are no exceptions. We are the light. And Matthew didn't say that we could be the light someday. He didn't say that we could be the light someday if we worked hard at it, or we were good enough, or we did something worthwhile with our life. No, he didn't say that we could be the light someday. He said we are the light right here and right now. Mirabai Starr says, waking up is a community affair. Jewish wisdom suggests that the Messiah will not be an extra smart, radiantly beautiful, super powerful human being who will descend from on high to resolve our differences and repair the damage we have inflicted on one another and on the planet that we share. We each need to bring the best of who we are to the spiritual table and offer our own imperfect selves as the medicine for the critically ill spirit of humanity. This includes our despair and our ecstatic insights, the shadow we are most ashamed of, and the crazy wisdom with which we astonish even ourselves. When we elevate our consciousness to this higher idea, and we know it to be absolutely the truth of who we are, then we embody the best of our ability. And we do that not only individually, but collectively as the whole of humanity. But we do that one person at a time. One person at a time, really recognizing and owning and honoring and being that light. When we make room for everyone at our table, no one is left behind. We become the light that lights the world.
The world waits for a miracle. The heart longs for a little bit of hope. Oh come, Emmanuel. A child prays for peace on earth, and she's calling out from a sea of hurt. Oh come, Emmanuel. And can you hear the angels sing? Glory to the light of the world, and glory to the light of the world is here. The drought breaks with the tears of a mother. A baby's cry is the sound of love. Come down, Emmanuel. He is the song for the suffering. He is Messiah, the Prince of Peace. He has come, Emmanuel. And can you hear the angels sing? Glory to the light of the world, and glory to the light of the world. For all who wait, for all who hunger, for all who pray, for all who wonder, behold your King, behold Messiah,
Beautiful, Karen. Thank you so very much. So Matthew 15 goes on to say, a city set on a hill cannot be hidden, nor does anyone light a lamp and put it under a basket, but on the lampstand, and it gives light to all who are in the house. Let your light shine before men in such a way that they may see your good works and glorify your Father who is in heaven. Now, the invitation is to not let anyone dampen our spirits. A city that's set on a hill cannot be hid. It announces its presence from miles away. When we know that the creative power is within us, that Christ consciousness at the core of our being, we have a light. We have a light that enables us to see and affirm the presence of all kinds of good, which may not always be discernible to the ordinary mind. To hide your light under a bushel basket simply means that we've hidden away our talents and our gifts and our abilities and are not using them in any way for the improvement of ourselves or for anybody else. No one lights a lamp and then puts it underneath a basket. Instead, a lamp is placed on a stand where it gives light to everyone in the house. The parable suggests that a person should likewise announce his or her spiritual presence with peace and poise, goodwill and power. We are a point of light in the mind of God. Do you get that? We are a point of light in the mind of God. Each of us, whether we have been on the planet for a day or we have been on the planet for 100,000 days, each and every single one of us is a point of light in the mind of God. We are the light of the world, not just some of us, but all of us. That is the miracle. That is the miracle that Karen sang about. The miracle of the light, the presence of God that is within each of us is always there. It is always there. It can never be made separate from us. And there's nothing that we need to do to be worthy of that light. We arrived on the planet with it. It is who and what we are at our very core. So why would we want to waste something so precious? Why would we put a bushel basket over it? And in fact, the second part of the passage tells us that we have an obligation to that light. That Jesus expects us to shine, to use that precious oil, to burn it up. Jesus asks us not to hide our life, but to share it with every single person that we encounter, to share it with all sentient beings, to share it with the planet. John F. Kennedy's famous words, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country, is another way to express this notion. We sense somehow within us that it's kind of boring to just shine your light all by yourself. The spiritual life is about finding our connection to that bigger life, our connection to everything and everyone, to find something that is worth burning our light for. For me, it's that our vision, the CSL vision, a world that works for everyone. Isn't that something worth shining our light for? But it's a spiritual lesson that we'll probably be working on for generations until we can all get it right, till we can all be on board, till we can all know the truth beyond a shadow of a doubt. To know that it's not all about us, and yet still burn our light.
light of the world. You people come and follow me. If you follow and love, you'll learn the mystery of what we were meant to do and be. When the song of the angels is stilled, when the star in the sky is gone, when the kings and the shepherds have found their way home, the work of Christmas is begun. I am the light of the world. You people come and follow me. If you follow and love, you'll learn the mystery of what we were meant to do and be. To find the lost and lonely one, to heal that broken soul with love, to feed the hungry children with warmth and good food, to feel the earth below, the sky above, to free the prisoner from his chains, to make the powerful care, to rebuild the nations with strength and goodwill, to call a man your brother everywhere. You are the light of the world. You people come and follow me. If you follow and love, you'll learn the mystery of what you were meant to do and be. To bring hope to every task you do, to dance at a baby's sweet birth, to make music in an old man's heart, and sing to the colors of the earth. We are the light of the world. We need to go and shine our light. When we share our light and love, we'll learn the mystery of what we were meant to do and be.
Thank you. Thank you, Cindy. Before we get started on this part, does everyone have a card? If you don't, please raise your hand. And a little candle. If you don't, please raise your hand. Anybody back there? All right. Christmas Eve is just one of my very favorite times of the whole year. Because to me, it's a pause. It's a pause that just feels like for a moment, for just a few hours even, that the world around me can stop. That the busyness of the season, the busyness of the time of year, it pauses. And now we're going to have a different type of pause. And that pause is meditation. Meditation is like a pause for our mind, that busy, busy monkey mind that's just constantly going. And meditation is that one chance to just stop, just say stop, to take that pause. And with meditation, if there is a pause when you inhale, there's a pause, and then you exhale, and there's another pause. So we're going to spend a little bit of time, just 5 minutes, with meditation. And I want you too to focus on the pause, the inhale, pause, the exhale, pause. And I want you to take into meditation another kind of pause. It's often said that the two most important dates in anyone's life is the day they entered the world and the day they transition. And in between those two dates, there is a pause. And that pause is our life. And this is the life Dusty was talking about, that life that we came here to be. That particular light that you brought into the world that is only yours. And it's yours to shine so that others can see their way. And they shine theirs so that we can see our way. So I want you to take that into meditation, to think about what is yours to do. What is your light that you can shine, that only you can shine? So if everyone can just do whatever you want, close your eyes, get comfortable, we're going to take about 5 minutes. Cindy's going to play some music, and then we'll come out of meditation. So coming back out of that delicious, sweet pause, I invite you to take out your card. And on the card, it says, "The light I have come here to be and to share in the community is," and I'd like you to just, whatever came up for you in meditation, whatever you would like to fill in, this is an opportunity to record that.
Thank you, Marianne. Thank you, Cindy. One of my most favorite quotes is about this idea of shining our light by Marianne Williamson. She says, "Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, and fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. We were born to manifest the glory of God that is within us. It is not just in some of us, it is in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others." It's beautiful. And as I think about this quote, I think about two flames or two lights coming together. When we light one candle from another candle, it's essentially sharing the light that we are with another person. It's a holy moment. It's a moment of recognition of the light that is within ourselves and the light that is within the other person. It's a magical moment that happens when two flames come together for a brief moment. A moment when the two flames join together. There's an increase in the light, right? You've seen that. There's an increase in the light, and we can feel it. It's when two hearts are opened with unconditional love and respect for one another, and a recognition of that Christ consciousness, the spark of the divine within the other. Now, in this moment, I would love to do our candle lighting ritual. And Babs and Carol will come around, and we're going to start it on the inside of each row. So on the inside, here and here. Now, to make it feel more real, to make it be more sacred, since we can't do real flames here, you each have a small tea candle, right, that you can click on. And I would ask you to not click it on until the person sitting next to you turns to you and actually hands theirs out, their lit one out, and touches yours, and then you click yours on. Got it? Easy. All y'all that did that thing with the passing of the candle last year, remember that? You got that right, so I know you can do this. So as you pass your light to the next person, as you turn and pass your light to the next person, I'd like you to just look at them, and I would love for you to share, even if it's just one word, one God quality. I am here to be love. I am here to shine the light of peace. I am here to share joy. So just one word for someone to be a witness to who you've come here to be. We're going to turn the lights off. Babs and Carol will start on this end, and then you'll work to the other side. And take just a moment to let them know who you've come here to be. I invite you all to sing along with Cindy.
Night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child. Holy infant, so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar. Heavenly hosts sing Alleluia. Christ the Savior is born. Christ the Savior is born. Silent night, holy night, Son of God, we are love's pure light, radiant beams from thy sweet face. With the dawn of redeeming grace, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth, Jesus, Lord, at thy birth.
Thank you, Cindy. Thank you, everyone. So I now invite you to close your eyes as I say a benediction on tonight's service. And it seems ironic that it's when I close my eyes that I see each one of you as one beautiful, growing, blooming, evergreen tree. One whole, but with separate branches. And some of those branches are straight and some not so much. Some big, some small. But they are all connected to a stem that is this Christ consciousness, this spirit of love and joy and power and wisdom and possibility, creativity, abundance. And with that connection to that spirit, each branch shines bright. The same bright light, whether it's small or tall or whatever. It is the light of love. It is the light of the Lord. It is the light of the divine. And that is my truth, and I speak this truth for myself and for all of us. And I know that as we go forth from here, we will be doing all sorts of fun things, things that bring us joy, eating and drinking and making merry, gathering or maybe serving, giving and receiving gifts, watching movies, sharing stories, reading books, who knows? That's what we will be doing. But what we will be being is we will be the light of the divine in this holiday and in all the days to come. And that makes tonight a very special night. So I know we go from here imbued with this new commitment to letting our light shine, not just for ourselves, but for our families, our communities, our world. And that is the true gift of Christmas. You are the true gift of Christmas. So I know, starting tomorrow, all of those things that everyone wrote on those pieces of paper are coming true in the moment as you share your light with the world. And that is a good thing for us all. So, with this knowledge, with this commitment to my own truths and the truths that you all have written down, I know that these become manifest. And so I just turn that over to the law that always says yes and ask you to join me in this commitment with our words, and so it is. Amen.
Stand and sing with me. Joy to the world, the Lord has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the earth, the Savior reigns. Let songs employ, while fields and streams, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat, repeat the sounding joy.
Thank you all for joining us this evening. Carol said it starts tomorrow, but tonight we eat cake. Please join us next door for some fellowship and for some quite amazing looking desserts. Thank you all for being here. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. I love you all.